All right. So let's say he's got a bunch of poly groups. I'm going to group visible, so I just remove all of that, and I don't know. Let's get a little crazy, and let's do it the new way with Control W and with symmetry, Ryan. Whoops. Mask by poly group is still on, by the way. And if I would stop hitting the wrong button, and I will admit to having no idea where this goes. But our idea is, how do we get and kind of free ourselves up to find something magical that we would not have been able to find before? Okay, let's put some kind of rectus femoris. Okay, I'm going to divide him, and then I'm going to come in and delete the lower. And let's get that. Try to find something. Okay. I'm going to duplicate him so that we still have his body. But now we can get in and start looking at panel loops, maybe getting rid of things that we don't need. So let's get rid of the rest of his body. So I'm going to switch over to select rectangle. I don't think the rest of them is needed, so I'm going to go to geometry, modify, delete hidden. And then I might get into, say, clip circle. And remember, this is what I'm going to want you guys to do. Never mind that. But get yourselves in, start messing with this, and really, how do I say it? Really see what you can kind of pull out of this form. So we've created some shapes, we've created some, just some form. We're just messing around. What happens if we do polish by feature right now? We get some edging in there. It hasn't been broken up yet. Let's get into panel loops. 0.05 or 0.07. Start to divide all of these pieces up. I think I want a little bit stronger, cleaner of an edge there. Let's show our guy. Okay, this doesn't mean it's the end-all be-all. Now we can go in and start to adjust the form. We can be using transpose. Let's pull out this way. And then I would really like to pull that out. Yeah. Who knew that was coming? Da-da-da-da. Let's do it up here. Rotate. And there must be a polygroup there somewhere, yeah. Or scale. Yeah, I like that a little better. I'm going to press Control and this middle dot and Shift, and that'll extrude out a little breastplate. And now I can kind of move this out. Or scale this in, I don't know which direction. But we're starting to get a little bit different shapes in here. And, you know, arguably we started with quite a mess. And let's just use the move brush for that one that I want to adjust. Okay. Don't spend too much time, you know, messing around. Let's just get a workflow in play. Just pull out some kind of hip, and then I have to connect this. I'm using mask by polygroup to really make sure this stuff stays connected. And I really want to pull that out because I'm going to be looking for a vertice to kind of pull that in. But what I really want to do is create kind of a pocket here. So scale, control, click and drag. Make sure that we actually need, yeah, okay, good. But we need to isolate these parts. So I'm going to switch back here, and I just want to focus on these guys. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Scale. I'm going to control click on one of those vertices. I'm going to control click on that center dot, and then I'm going to control click again, and then I'm going to use move, control and shift, and click down. And just, you can probably control shift click down again. The mask by polygroup is really messing with my mojo there, my zen. Okay. So we have turned him into a fancy pants de pantaloon with a little side of a gunslinger. Personally, I think David Bowie would be proud of me. And I think I'm on the way to a Guggenheim exhibit where we splashed paint and blood all over ourselves. But the workflow is pretty straightforward and simple, and your results and your mileage will vary. But the key is that you get in there and start exploring. Now, I did this in like 10 minutes. I hope that was 10 minutes and that didn't bore you guys longer. But the key thing is to get in and start creating something so that we can see it, so you share it with everybody else. So let me do a quick recap. You have to establish your groups. Okay? And then you've got to establish, let's say you're creasing. I'm just going to put it in there as an element. Okay, I didn't establish creasing here, but you need to establish your groups, your creasing, and these are really establishing your features, as Pixologic calls it in the polygroup subpalette. And then panel loop or polish by feature, and then panel loop. Once you've panel looped, then you need to extrude and adjust form. So this was an extrusion. These were just moved with transpose. I want to make sure that you know how to extrude. Really important. I didn't talk a lot about it, but it's really important that you know how to do that. Any questions, guys? All right. Well, let's call it a day. Now, you'll be getting, depending on when you're watching this, you should be getting tests pretty quick on everything that we've kind of covered to date. And these tests will start to matter, but I don't want anybody to freak out. Okay, there's no failing here. The goal of certification is to get you certified. So if you don't pass a test, if you're not at that rate, then it's just a matter of spending a little time to get you there and make sure you know what's going on. But we do want to start testing and get this stuff in your head and make sure you know you're prepared for it. Ryan's asking how long do we have to take them, and depending on the complexity of the test, there'll be a timer on it. If you pass the timer, you should be able to just take it away. You should just be able to take it again. If not, just let us know in support. But otherwise, you just need to take them within, I would prefer you take them within a week of receiving them so that we kind of get everything followed along and we know where you are. If you have problems in life that kind of keep that from happening, then just let us know. So to answer that question, I'd give you about a week from receiving the test. All right. There's a lot more to cover, guys. So there's a hard surface 3 coming because, for example, we haven't covered trim curve. But personally, these are enough variables for you guys, and also the context and the workflow is the most important thing for me to get across to you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Wait, I see. To pose this, we would use a Riggy Stardust. Yes, Michael. That's awesome. Mads, you had a question, something about in English. Did you get that answered? Thanks, Means. Somehow. You want me to try to do better? Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it, Mads. Oh, Mads was asking, what does feature mean? So yeah, sorry, that's in English. Basically, a feature is another way to say that word feature from like a English as a second language perspective is that it's just an important element of or a distinguishing characteristic of something. So in this case, it's a polish by taking into account, important elements of the surface. And important elements are defined as polygroups, creases, things like that. Does that answer the question, Matt? I bet you guys didn't know I used to teach English when I was in Prague. I would have never left that beautiful country if it wasn't for getting a chance to get educated. Alrighty, guys, have a fantastic weekend. I will talk to you guys next week. If you need anything, email me, email Nate. And, if it's really bad, don't hesitate to call. I don't mind hearing from you. I would love it. And I'm here to make sure you guys get things together, get things answered and whatnot. Oh, Paul, your daughter taught in Prague? It's a beautiful city. History is everywhere in that city. Thanks, Pedro. Thanks, Kathleen, Aaron, Corbin, Donna. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll talk to you next weekend or before if you email me.
The organizer.